The BFG, Big Friendly Giant. Sophie, an 8-year-old girl in an orphanage, cannot sleep. Looking out of her window, she sees a mysterious giant man in the street, carrying a suitcase and a trumpet. The giant sees Sophie, who tries to hide in bed, but the giant picks her up through the window. Then he starts to run incredibly fast until he reaches a large cave, which he enters. When he sets Sophie down, she begins to plead for her life, believing that the giant will eat her. The giant laughs and explains that most giants do eat human beings. He does not because he is the Big Friendly Giant, or BFG. He had carried Sophie off merely so she would not reveal that she had seen a real giant. The BFG explains in a unique and messy speech that his 9 neighbours are much bigger and stronger giants who all happily eat humans every night. They vary their choice of destination both to avoid detection and because the humans' origins affect their taste. For example, people from Greece taste greasy, so no giant goes there, while people from Panama taste like hats. As he will never allow Sophie to leave in case she tells anyone of his existence, the BFG reveals the purpose of his suitcase and trumpet. He catches dreams in dream country, collects them in jars, and gives the good ones to children all around the world, but destroys the bad ones. Since he does not eat people, he must eat the only crop which grows on his land, the repulsive snozzcumber, which looks like a cucumber. Sophie and the BFG quickly become friends, but Sophie is soon put in danger by the sudden arrival of the blood bottler giant, who suspects the BFG of harbouring Sophie. Sophie hides in the snozzcumber, unknown to the BFG, and the BFG offers the snozzcumber to the blood bottler, hoping that its foul taste will repel him from the area. Whereupon the blood bottler spits out the snozzcumber and Sophie and leaves in disgust. When Sophie announces she is thirsty, the BFG treats her to a fizzy drink called frobscottle, which causes noisy flatulence. This is known as whiz-popping. The next morning, the BFG takes Sophie to dream country to catch more dreams, but is tormented by the other giants along the way, notably by their leader, the Flesh Room Peter, the largest and most fearsome. After a few minutes, it starts raining, and giants scares of water, so they start hiding or finding shelter to save themselves from water. The BFG take advantage and hide Sophie in the bag and continue his journey towards dream country. He shows her how he catches dreams with his net and bottles them, labeling them so he'll know what each is about and send those dreams to other children while they are sleeping during the night. Sophie suggests they tell the Queen of England how the giants are snatching and eating people. She and the BFG decide to create a dream for the Queen. In it, the Queen will see giants eating English children. The dream will tell her about the BFG and how he can help her capture the giants. Finally, the dream will reveal a little girl sitting on her windowsill who will lead the Queen to the BFG. Once she awakens, she will find Sophie on her windowsill and know the dream was true. The plan goes off without a hitch, and the surprised Queen allows Sophie to introduce her to the BFG. After considerable effort by the palace staff to create a table, chair and cutlery of appropriate size, the BFG is given a lavish breakfast, and the Queen telephones the King of Sweden and the Sultan of Baghdad to confirm the BFG's story, the giants having visited those locations on the previous 2 nights. Then summons the head of the British Army and the Marshal of the Royal Air Force. The said officers eventually agree to cooperate. Eventually, a fleet of helicopters follows the BFG to the giants' homeland, where the giants are tied up, suspended under the helicopters, and carried to England, where they are imprisoned in a pit. The Queen also sends some grains so that the giants will sow them and grow vegetables there and eat. Now, we see that Sophie is not an orphan. She starts living with the Queen, and BFG return to his cave where he grows some more different vegetables. Sophie can talk to BFG anytime because he has bigger ears to listen. Sophie teaches the BFG to read and write properly. As the book ends, readers discover the author is the BFG.